Linda Hall, and I've been in the autism community for a little over 25 years now. 25 years ago, my son was, I was told that my son had autism.
What concerns do you have for him to utilize a bank in his life?
Well, as I said, he's considered high functioning, and I am blessed the fact that he understood money at a really young age. The majority of autistic adults do not understand money at all. And even with Owen's gift of understanding money, it's still a social experience to walk into a bank, open up a checking account or a savings account, to understand what a debit card is. I can train him and I can teach him, and he can learn these things in an educational, but it's not the same, it doesn't cross over as when he walks into a bank. When we first moved to Arizona, he was already 23 years old, so I thought it was at that time, and starting to collect his SSI check, I thought at that time it was time for him to have his own banking, and I was going to teach him how to handle banking. So we went into Desert School Credit Union, and I took out my account, and I said he wants to take out his account. And within 3 minutes, he was overwhelmed by how much info was being asked of him and given to him. And something as minor as standing at the window to fill out paper form was overwhelming to him.
Do you think the people at the bank at that time were aware that he had this disability?
No, I don't think they were. Often he comes off, personally he does, comes off as almost being grouchy or grumpy, when really he's just stressed and he wants to, and we've talked about this with our sons, they just want to give some information so you'll go away and leave them alone. So at that time, I was his buffer. But not every time when he walks into a place am I going to be there. It's a fear all parents with children with autism fear. What's going to happen when I'm not there? If there had been one person on staff that day that had gone through a training and understood that maybe you need to move a little bit slower with him, explain it, ask a little bit more in-depth questions, and just take the process. Don't assume that this grown man knows what's going on, because even though at that time he looked 23, inside he was more like a 12-year-old walking in to take out an account. And if the one person had looked at him as, how would you have talked to a 10-year-old when they walked in to take out a bank account? You would have gone slower, explained it to you. So, to me, I think places like banks and other places in the community need to have a handful of people who are specially trained to be the person to respond to this kind of customer, to be there for them.